Sure. Well, yeah, and that was one of the things you had to keep it light. Like we tried to make it as light as we possibly could, considering the content of the movie. This is reality, and this is what happens. And this guy, he stood up for kids, and he made sure that they had hope and never lost their hope. But when there were moments to laugh, sure, you can't help that because there's all these kids running around. That's the general rule in Hollywood. You don't work with animals, and you don't work with kids. Well, I've worked with animals, and now I've worked with kids. And I can honestly say that you should never work with animals. You should never work with kids. I'm kidding. Kids are great. You know what? I was fortunate that not only my experiences with the law when I was a lot younger, but the fact that I had my own Sean Porter. I had a guy who cared about me, who insisted I go out and play football. And I know what playing the game of football for 10 years did for me, too, as well. So that was motivating to me. And there was a lot of reasons why I connected with the role. And especially there's a responsibility you have when you're playing someone who did really great things, a selfless guy, and he's still alive, and he watches you intensely to make sure that you get him right, and I hope I did. Well, there's going to be a lot of funny outtakes, number one, especially when I don the uniform. I put the uniform back on, but what makes it ridiculous is that it's 2 sizes too small because they're kids' uniforms. I'm putting it on, but again, that's the wherewithal of Sean Porter. He will go that distance. He'll put on this uniform, and he'll run this player into the ground until he doesn't quit anymore. Just don't quit. The DVD is going to be really incredible. We had the cameras out there during pre-production, went to the real prison. We shot at the real prison. We had testimonials from the kids who were actually there. And you never get a dull moment either with Exhibit. And everybody knows him. He's got a great show on TV, and he's a funny guy who gave a great performance. I'm proud of him. Good dude. And, yeah, never a dull moment.
Were you back?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the grass was still from 1991. It had not been refurbished. Nothing. I mean, it was grass, the dirt, that was there. Solitary confinement, still there. The box. Their cells still there. Everything is still there. And what's incredible is to see 130 prisoners, teenage prisoners, watching us make a movie about them and their life and having it come out in a positive way. It really happened. And to shoot that and watch them get motivated. It's tough to motivate those kids when they come from a life of neglect and failure and hopelessness, and nobody cares about it. And to get them motivated, and you could do this. You can do this. Just don't ever quit. And to see that in their eyes. Their eyes don't lie. And it was great and motivating. I'm glad we did it. I wouldn't have changed anything. When I played ball down at Miami, all of us were practical jokers. I mean, we played hard, we practiced hard, and we laughed hard. And that's what having a team like that close knit does with that camaraderie. So yeah, always joking and always we had a rule like to see how much cheese we could actually put on a pizza, metaphorically speaking, with awful pickup lines. Awful. It's awful. Sure. Again, I was very fortunate that I had played for a lot of great coaches, and what I realized, especially after playing this role, and being around really, really good coaches, it's so vital. The value to that is immeasurable when you get a coach who's a good teacher and who's a good friend and who's a good mentor, because it's easy just to show X's and O's, you go here, you come around, but when you take a kid, whether it's a kid who's come from poverty, broken homes, and he's in a jail or in prison, or you take a kid right out of high school, he leaves his house, he goes to college, everything is new, he's struggling with so many things, and you can help that kid, it's so valuable. Again, it's immeasurable. And I think as far as for acting, for me, you get guys, when you watch, everybody from like a Denzel Washington, from Denzel to Dwayne Johnson. There's another joke, bombed. I won't use that. Cut that. No, TBS is funny. That's funny.